What's up, my dudes? It's Ansu, and today I'm here to do my May TBR. Can you believe it's already May? I'm dying. I'm totally having an existential crisis at this point. Holy crap, okay. In the month of May, I have high hopes of reading quite a bit of books, because I did read a lot in April. If you haven't watched my wrap-up, I read 12 books. I will leave it linked somewhere. And yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about this. So there's also Tometopple that's coming, I think, at the middle of May. Not the middle of May, May 9th to the 22nd. It's hosted by, what's her channel's name? I know her name's Sam. This is her channel name. I'll leave her link down below. There are some prompts for you to follow if you'd like to. So the only goal of this entire readathon is to read tomes. So books that are over 500 pages. There are about 9 prompts and you can use each prompt twice for whatever book you're choosing. I'm just gonna read the prompts off of my bullet journal quickly so that you can kind of know it. Also, I have bullet journal spread where I did this, so if you want to check that out, I'll link that link down below as well. So much self-promotion, I'm dying a little bit. We have a tome that has been on your TBR the longest, a tome audiobook, a tome that's part of a series, a standalone tome, read one tome, a tome featuring an AAPI main character or author, so basically an Asian or Pacific Islander character, a tome from a genre you don't usually read, a tome on your TBR with the most pages, and also an adult tome. So I have a few options for this, and I think hopefully I can get to these ones. One of them is The Broken Eye by Brent Weeks. So I did finish reading 2 of those books from the Lightbringer series. I read The Black Prism and The Blinding Knife by Brent Weeks. I really enjoyed that series. Why did I finish it? Who knows? This is how big it is. It is a long book. It is insanely long. It is a huge book, which is probably why I never ended up reading the rest of the series, because it's so long. I also have the audiobook for this one. But this particular book follows around this main character whose name is Guile. He's a prism. And basically in this world, people can control colors. And everything is like black and white to them except like one color. And some people can view multiple colors and they're like more powerful and whatever. And we have Guile, who is a prism who can control all the colors. And he's basically like the most powerful person in this entire world. Guile quickly realizes that he has a son in this world and he doesn't know what to do with this information. And I think it was like dual perspective with Kip and Guile as well. I don't 100% remember how the second book ended, but I know there was a lot of action and violence. It's really interesting. I really did enjoy the first 2 books, so I think I will definitely continue on with that series because I really want to get to it. Another book that I want to hopefully get to, I have had this on my TBR for a really long time. I would like to get to All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This one, hopefully I can finish as a standalone tome and also as a genre that I don't usually read. So it is different from what I am most accustomed to. This one is a historical book that is set in Paris, following around this character called Marie Lorme, is like one of the main characters, and we also have like a couple of other characters that we're following around, and we're in Paris when the Nazis are invading Paris. The storyline is something that I usually read when it comes to historical fiction like these. I'm interested to read it, it's just I never get around to this. Is like not the highest priority, you know? I would rather read something more like action-packed and fast-paced rather than this. This is like a lot more slower for me for whatever reason, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'll get to this one. I also have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I don't want to take it out of there. I don't know if I'm going to finish reading this because I don't have an audiobook for this one, and I do not want to just read the book by itself because I know I'll never get it done. But I do have it on here and it could be a part of a series, but I'm not 100% sure if I'll get to this one. It's still on the list, so I can hopefully get to it sometime. The next book I'd like to get to is The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This was the last book in the Mistborn trilogy. Did I like the first 2 books? Yes, I did. Why didn't I finish it? Because it's huge. I know I like the storyline, but I don't know why I don't finish books and the series. I just don't get it. I'm such a dumbass when it comes to this. And I forget the series. It's not like I remember everything in every single book. I don't. And I don't know why I just don't finish books. It's just dumb of me. Anyway, this is also quite similar to the Brent Weeks books that I was talking about. There are like magical powers that these characters have, and they destroyed the final empire, who is like a very mighty being person thing. I don't know. And we have our main character who is with this accomplice who becomes very powerful, and she helps deal with a huge war. She goes from this character who's very naive and not super hardworking or whatever to this person who is like a badass. The character development and the character arc was just so good in the series. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I haven't finished this. I think I can actually get to this around the Tometopple Readathon, so hopefully I'll finish this time. You know what I need to get to next? Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. Why didn't I finish this? No idea. I got this a couple of years ago at this point. I just never got around to it. This is probably blinding you. Anyway, Strange Dreamers was not my super favorite, but I did enjoy it enough to actually want to continue with the series, and I just never did. Like, I actually started this. I don't even remember doing that, but I finished like 50 pages. I will definitely restart the book. I feel like I'll just quickly read a synopsis for Strange the Dreamer and then just get into this one. There are these characters who are like god slayers, and there's this boy who is a librarian or something, and then he ends up going with this god slayer dude, and he kind of falls for this girl who's one of the god type of characters, I think, who's blue. That's all I really remember about the book. But I do want to get to this. I do have the audiobook for this one as well, so hopefully I can get to this around this time period. The next few books are not part of the Tometopple Readathon, but I've already started reading Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This is definitely only the cover. The book is right there. I am actually enjoying it, but I don't know, like, I feel like I should not have rubbed my eye. Anyway, I like it so far, like, it's interesting and everything. It's just not hooking my attention a lot. It's a fine book. May 3rd today, and I finished about 250 pages, so half the book. I do like it. The storyline is good, but there are so many things that's happening that I'm almost confused. We have this character who is in college. He finds this book. It's a very unique book, and it doesn't really have a barcode, like a library barcode on it. He ends up taking it out and reads the entire book cover to cover. He comes across this story. There was this boy who was in contact with this door, and he didn't end up opening this door for whatever reason. And Zachary, our main character, quickly realizes this is actually a story about him when he was much younger. So he starts to question whether all of the other stories that he read was actually real. It's very magical, and it's definitely not something that could happen in real life. So he's questioning everything, and he's just like, what the heck is going on? And he tries to find this world, which is basically called the Starless Sea, an unknown underground kind of a library-ish place, as far as I can tell. There are other little stories about the past woven into here. Basically stories from this book that he got, and I'll be finishing it in the next couple of days. The next book I actually started reading during the Reading Rush readathon, and that is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I already finished reading 100 pages of this. I think I can finish it this month. Again, rudely cut off. So Anna and the French Kiss follows around Anna, who is going to France for a boarding school thing. She hates the whole situation. She doesn't want to go, but her parents are essentially forcing her to go. She's completely new to the country. She knows nothing about the language. She barely even knows how to say bonjour, which I feel so fancy. I knew some of the words in here, and I'm just like, oh my god, I know French. I don't know French at all, but it makes me feel smart, and Anna is a dumbass. Also, I know Anna is going to be involved with the guy who's in this book, who's supposed to be super cute and charming, but he also has a girlfriend, and I know he's going to cheat on his girlfriend. I know that's going to happen. I think that's why I was not enjoying the book as much, and also Anna feels like such a bratty character that I don't like her at all whatsoever. I kind of hate her. So that's probably why I'm not super enjoying it, but I will get to this book. I will finish it because I want to. And the next and final book I want to get to is The Night Phone by Marisha Pessl. This has been on my TBR for the longest time, so I think I want to get to it. I want to finish it. This is kind of like a murder mystery of this girl who was super famous because of her dad. Her dad was this famous director who films like really ridiculous and gory movies. I believe there's like a journalist who's trying to solve this mystery because he kind of lost his career because he stood up against what this director believed in. Because of that, his career completely derails. He loses his wife, he loses his kid, he loses his fortune, like everything. He loses everything. So he wants to solve this murder and kind of put this director person in a bad light, I guess. That's what the plot line is supposed to be. And it's a mystery thriller kind of a book, and I've heard only great things about it so far, and I want to get to it. I did get the audiobook as well, so You know, sometimes it's just hard to focus just reading for me for some reason. So if I can actually listen to the audiobook and read it, because it does have some interesting police reports and different articles and stuff involved in here. So it is supposed to be super interesting. I am really interested to read it, so I will get to it this month as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to hold myself accountable to these particular books, but I do want to read Frankly in Love by David Yoon. Also, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, and also An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. So those are books that I'm kind of looking forward to. Hopefully I can also get to those this month. I'm not 100% certain if I'll get to those, but these books that I already mentioned, I really, really want to finish this month. So if I don't finish a majority of them, don't come after me, please don't. I'll try my best, guys. Alright, you guys, those are all the books that I wanted to talk about in this particular video. If you're reading any of these books, or if you have read any of these books, let me know down below and tell me how you like them. But yeah, that is everything from me. I will see you guys in my next one, and until then, I'll talk to you guys in the comments. Bye!